Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Democrats are absolutely losing their minds, not just on CNN, but a ton of their own politicians won't shut up about Donald Trump as a dictator, and the Five absolutely takes a torch to this ridiculous idea. Let's dive in.
After Kamala ran a whole campaign likening her opponent to Hitler and getting absolutely steamrolled. Defeated liberals are once again screaming about an impending fascist coup and a dictatorship under President Trump.
You're not going to like what I'm saying next. We are in the middle of a totalitarian fascist coup in this country.
If we were being honest, there should be a breaking news banner on CNN and MSNBC all day long. Yes. We are in dictatorship right now.
The things that I'm speaking out about now, about the threat to our democracy, the prices at the grocery store are going up because democracy is being taken away.
And legendary Hollywood director James Cameron is also coming down with a bad case of TDS. And like one of his movies, looks like he's unable to escape the Trumpinator.
I think it's horrific. I think it's horrifying. And, we could talk about this all day long. But, I see a turn away from everything decent. America doesn't stand for anything if it doesn't stand for what it has historically stood for. It becomes a hollow idea. And I think they're hollowing it out as fast as they can for their own benefit.
So, Jessica, we're doing the dictatorship thing again?
I think that you can set the stage by just saying Donald Trump doesn't respect the way the government works. He wants to override Congress. Congress appropriates the money. Donald Trump thinks you do what you want. He doesn't respect the judiciary. They threaten judges who make decisions that they don't agree with. He doesn't believe in a free press. Not only what's going on with the AP, but changing the way the press pool works. And I think
changed the press pool.
Well,
wow.
Go check out what Jackie Heinrich has. Our own Jackie Heinrich.
No, our very own.
I'm sorry, Jackie.
That's not going to work on us. We don't.
Well,
we
think
for
humanity.
ourselves. I love Jackie, but I disagree with her. There you go.
It is a free country. No, it's not the end of the story. It is just the beginning.
That's my line.
Isn't it in your notes? Just the beginning. Anyway, I'm done.
Good. All right. Can I go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Article 2 of the Constitution. Yeah. The president has the obligation to ensure that the laws of the land are followed. And when Congress appropriates money or when money is misappropriated, the president in the executive branch has the authority to look at that. So let's not make like he doesn't have the right to do it. And by the way,
why are the courts saying he doesn't?
Why the courts just said John Roberts just came down and said, you better watch it, folks. And the local judge who made one of those decisions to issue a TRO just got slapped down. So let's not make this greater than it is. The bottom line is the Democrats are going nowhere, and I love it. They should keep it up. All right. Their message is a message of hate. Everything's about hate. And Pritzker, he shouldn't be talking about food prices. He should be talking about food in his own situation. But when he says the prices at the grocery store are going up because democracy is being taken away, who is he kidding? They couldn't talk about inflation or price. Take a look at him for 4 years. And now he wants to talk about democracy, taking it away. And James Cameron, he's living in New Zealand. Stay there. He's been there for 20 years. He made his money off Americans. If he's so worried about America, why don't you move here?
Do we have that picture of Pritzker again?
Sure. Let's put it up.
You know what? He looks like he ate Chris Christie.
So mean.
No, you haven't seen Chris Christie at all. I'm not saying that Pritzker's a cannibal, but I'm not saying it. You know, it's funny you said we watch it to make fun of it. I think that CNN has created a new media specialty, Jennings porn. It is like porn. It lasts about 3 minutes, and you just keep watching it over and over again. And I feel bad for the bookers at CNN because they have to look at the guests that they feed to the slaughterhouse to Jennings. They look like a model UN, like a collection of high school debaters who have no idea they're on a TV show. No, Scott Jennings isn't on. You're safe. Scott Jennings isn't on.
Okay, Greg, down boy, okay? You don't have to go in that kind of gory detail. Furthermore, I don't think J.B. Pritzker is a cannibal. He simply has had too much Chicago-style deep dish pizza. and maybe a little bit too much roast beef sandwiches as well. But you know what? That's why we're trying to make America healthy again. We're doing it for your benefit, JB. Oh, and by the way, let's start off by talking about what this video is actually talking about. The whole idea of what fascism actually is. See, if you were to Google it, you would immediately get something that's saying that it's a right-wing, ultra-nationalist, totalitarian state. When, no, I'd rather go straight to the horse's mouth. The better definition, in my opinion, is everything inside of the state, nothing outside of the state, nothing against the state. Fascism is ultimately a sort of an outgrowth of socialism. See, the whole idea that fascism originally came from was the idea that maybe dismantling private property is a bad idea. But we do want to keep that idea of the dictatorship of the proletariat, have a much larger bureaucracy and much larger federal government, but make it work for the people. And furthermore, force corporations to work for the good of the state. Now, that sounds a lot more like fascism to me. The Republican Party's whole goal has been, ever since FDR, has been to dismantle the New Deal system because it was technically something that was done outside of the Constitution. Funny, that's been a running theme of the Democrat Party, accusing Donald Trump of being a dictator, going outside of his bounds, when the reality is, ever since Woodrow Wilson, from 1912 to 1920, his whole progressive ideology was to take away power from Congress, which is essentially taking power from the American people, and put it in the hands of unelected bureaucrats who have been well educated. Therefore, they know better than you do, okay? That has been the Democrat mantra for 100 years now, and they've been trying to protect that ever since. And so, since FDR, Republicans have been trying to dismantle things that are, simply put, not constitutional. And now Donald Trump is going up against a whole lot of judges that are saying, you can't do this. Well, Trump is looking into his options to see if either yes, he can do this, or if he can even take action against activist judges. See, that phrase activist judges is something that comes up constantly in Republican politics, particularly ever since William F. Buckley, and he was 100% right then. My granddaddy used to love Buckley. He would talk to me about this topic all the time when I was a kid, and now we're seeing it full time with the Trump agenda. And so, when you have these unelected bureaucrats, these unelected judges saying what you can and can't do, that sounds to me like an equal parts totalitarian issue here, which is exactly what the Democrats are here screaming about. And then, let's talk about actually respecting the rule of government. Let's just pull up what Chuck Schumer has had to say about the Supreme Court. Schumer, Democrat from New York, suggested that President Donald Trump's court appointees, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, won't know what hit them if they vote to uphold abortion restrictions. This was back in 2020. He spoke during a rally on the sidewalk in front of the court building. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. That sounds awful violent to me. That sounds like a very disrespectful look at the Supreme Court coming from one of the top-rated Democrats in the entire party. So yeah, I'm not going to buy it when it comes to rhetoric. I'm going to buy it when it comes to action. So far, Trump has not gone outside of the Constitution, and if he has, the Supreme Court's and the federal court's job is to make sure that he gets reined in, and he will respect what they have to say. He did it in his last term. He's going to do it again. And finally, I want to end on this idea with James Cameron. This director, I hope I'm not getting him mixed up with David Cameron, but the director Cameron ultimately has made a list of good movies from about, let's see, when the first Terminator came out in 1984, all the way to Avatar in 2009. However, since that point, he has let his politics seep in entirely. Arguably, this definitely happened in Avatar. But he's tried to at least make good films. Until about 2009, when he felt like he had the green light to make these very pushy, very preachy movies. It happened again in his most recent Avatar sequel, which, by the way, let's be honest, no one cared about it like we did in 2009. So ultimately, we have a problem in Hollywood that has been talking about taking down traditional American values, and now he's out there giving this interview saying that, well, we really need to return back to what America actually stands for. I'm sorry. This man has spent the better part of the last 15 years dismantling the very idea of what makes America great, which is our right to property, our right to life, our right to liberty, our right to pursue happiness, and also our fantastic geography. Let's be honest here. We have one of the best countries from a geographic standpoint, but we also have one of the best countries from a moral standpoint, from the way that we protect private property rights, from the way that we protect our liberties, and from the way we have the idea. It's set out actually in our Bill of Rights, much more than it is in our Constitution or even our Declaration of Independence. The idea that you as the individual citizen have certain rights that the government cannot take away. That's what makes America so great. And when Democrats start talking about values, I'm sorry, I am not going to believe it for a single solitary second. However, if J.B. Pritzker was going to be talking about deep dish pizza, I might be more attuned to listen to him. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politburo. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.